My name is Wanda Peebles, and I am the Executive Vice President for Acute Care and the Chief Nurse Executive. Today, we're going to be making a basic wreath, this wreath. So when you look at that, you may think, oh, that doesn't look basic. I can't do that. Yes, you can. I'm going to walk you through every step, and it'll be very simple, I promise. Let's get started. Okay, you'll need a spool of ribbon, and I recommend, especially if you're just learning, that you start with wired ribbon. Wired ribbon is much more forgiving. It also makes your bow stay together and look more crisp rather than some of the real flimsy, softer ribbons. You're gonna take your bow or your ribbon and you're gonna hold it up with the side facing you that is the this ribbon looks pretty much very close on both sides, but some ribbon has a different backing to it. Hold your ribbon between your thumb and your fingers, just like this, with the front facing you. Then you're gonna take your other hand, and where your thumb is, you're gonna leave a little bit of a tail, about a 6-inch tail right here. You're gonna twist that ribbon halfway around. So just like a half twist. You're gonna continue to hold it between your your thumb and your fingers. And now the back side's facing you down here at the bottom. And we're gonna make our first little loop, and our little loop is gonna be our center of our bow. So we're just gonna make a small little loop, and again, do a half twist where you made the twist between your thumb and your finger there, so that now you have this little loop like this, and the front of the ribbon is facing you again. Can you see that? We have our little loop, we have our little tail, and everything is being held here. And that's how we're gonna hold it all together. Next, we're gonna take and make a bigger loop, a much bigger loop, probably about 6-7-inch loop, depending on how big you want your bow to be, depending on what you're using it for. So for the purposes of this wreath, it's probably, I'd say about 6 or 7 inches. You're gonna make a loop, you've got it holding up here, the outside facing you, and you're gonna twist, again, a half a loop, hold it between your fingers, and now you've got your first loop of your bow. Now the back's facing you, so you're gonna bring it down and get it right where your fingers are again, right before you put it in there. Measure your two sides, kind of look at them, make sure they're even, and then you're gonna twist again, that half turn, and now you've got, and hold it between your two fingers. Now you've got the first loops of your bow. You see that? So we've got loops on both sides here, and then we're just gonna keep doing that until we get our bow made. I'm gonna make another loop, half twist, another loop at the top, half twist, and then we're gonna just keep doing that until we get as many loops as we want, and that's up to you how many loops you want or how big you want your bow to be. Right now I've got 4 loops on each side, and my center loop there in the middle, and my little tail right there. Let me count how many loops I got up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think that's plenty, probably. So now, to finish it off, I'm gonna make my last loop a really long tail. But it's just gonna be straight, hanging down, and then I'm gonna twist it back behind, just like we did. Another long loop, just like that. Kind of measure it so that they're even, and then kind of twist it back there. Now I have all my loops, and they're all gathered in my fingers here. I got 2 big loops, and my ribbon there, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that ribbon, kind of at a diagonal angle there. And then you're gonna take one of these wires. You can use a chenille stem, you can use wires. I like these little wires that you can get again at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. They come in a pack, real flexible. So it makes it real easy to work with. And then just slide that wire into your little center loop there, and then down, wrap it around in the back, keep everything tight, and then you're gonna take it and twist it really tight so that that holds your bow. And then we're gonna take these long loops and I'm gonna cut them. Take them all the way to the end and just cut them at the end. Okay, and there's your bow. We're gonna take some of these pine cones and some more greenery on them. Again, you can get these, I got all these at Hobby Lobby. They're $4.99 a piece. Fluff it out, and I'm just gonna slide it right here in the side of the wreath. Then I'm gonna hold that right there, and I'm gonna take again one of my wires and I'm gonna loop it in there to hold that in place. And then you can take these and use some, I use wire cutters, needle nose pliers, whatever, and just cut it off. Cut your little wires off down there. Now I'm gonna take the second one, and I'm gonna do the same thing. See this? And it's kinda, and then I'm gonna slide it up to meet that one, going in the opposite direction, so that it's kind of going up on the wreath, and it's coming out there. Take your wire, and go in, find that stem, and wire it to your wreath. And just bring it around. And sometimes you may want to put a couple of these on there just to hold it real good. So now we have our first step done. Okay, so that wasn't hard. I think you can do this. So we're coming back to our bow. We're gonna take our bow, and we're gonna put it right in the center. So I'm just twisting until I get it so that I make sure it's really good and secure. And then I'm gonna turn it, make sure that your loops are on half and half, half's on one side, half's on the other side. It can be a little intimidating when you first start doing some of this stuff. I never took really any classes. I just taught myself by trial and error. So you can bet I did a lot of messing up. So I'm gonna take this one down, what I did next. Okay, and I'm just hooking it on a wreath hanger here. So we got our bow, we got that, we got these things. Like I said, you can use anything. I use these because they were just real easy for, you know, doing a simple wreath, and they have some nice texture with them. Try to put dimension in it. Don't get all your greenery that looks just alike. You want different colors, you want different textures. See, this has some magnolia leaves, it's got some berries. Okay, so I'm just gonna take the first one and I'm gonna stick it right there at the top. I'm gonna stick another one underneath, up under our bow. I'm gonna continue then to stick these into the wreath. I'm gonna stick like one right here. Make sure you're just sticking them into that greenery, fluffing them out. Then we got one more. I'm gonna stick kind of right there. So now we kind of have, the thing is, anything you stick in there, if you don't like how it looks, pull it out and re-stick it, you know? That's what's so great about this, is it's very forgiving. Now I'm just gonna take these things and I'm gonna start sticking them kind of where there's kind of holes, or where we need, like see right here, there's kind of a hole right there. I'm just gonna stick that in there. I'm gonna continue to just, anywhere I wanna add dimension like that, but I'm gonna add kind of up everywhere that I stuck a berry bush. I'll stick it right there. And see how that just fills in kind of where you have gaps. Lots of different little things. On this last one I did, I took like this little truck. It's a little, just a Christmas ornament really. And I kind of just tied him up in there so that he was hanging down. You could kind of see him kind of hanging beneath the ribbons there. Now this whole wreath, it started out as just a plain evergreen wreath, and now it's pretty much got a totally different dimension to it. The possibilities are endless, and it's just you and your creativity and your style and what you would like to have for your own holiday house. So that's it. Thank you for joining me today. I'm wishing you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for all you do every day for JPS, for our patients. I can't thank you enough. Thanks for being with me.